Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video for today, we will be stuffing our second paycheck of October. Technically it's paycheck number 3, but because there was no second stuffing for October, I'm just calling it October stuffing number 2. I'll see what I do with the title, but anyways, that's what we'll be doing for today, and I will be showing you guys some happy mail that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Happy Friday, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super overwhelmed today just because it's been a week of me potty training my daughter, and therefore I'm just overwhelmed with a whole bunch of things. I've been sleeping less during the day. Obviously I have to like watch her and stuff, and so I've been getting less downtime versus like back in the time when she was still wearing diapers. I would usually put her, what is on my finger? I would usually have her on her high chair while she ate 3 times a day. So that would be for breakfast, for when she woke up from her nap, and right before like dinner time, because then she would be eating 3 times solid foods. She would be distracted with her educational shows and such, and she would feed herself. But now that I'm actually going diaperless, the only time that I leave her with a diaper is actually waking up in the morning. At least it gives me some time to get some work done and such, and then I'm actually able to go ahead, do my work or do the dishes or whatever else that I have to do in the morning. And then after that, the rest of the day she is no diaper. So because I have brought down that time to just 1 time a day that she wears a diaper, besides like her napping and stuff, I have like 2 to 3 less hours a day that I typically have to do all my things, and so I'm very tired. So I hope that you guys don't mind the lack of, I guess, effort that I put into my hands or whatever in terms of decorations, although I will say my nails are done, yippee doo. And I wanted to show this off. It's super cute. This is an emotional support pickle. My husband got me this, and I'm planning on putting it onto one of my binders. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the happy mail first because yes, and I do have 2 packages here plus another one that has my binders in it. You guys will see that in a second. Let's go ahead and start with this one. I did already kind of open them because I wanted to make sure that I got everything, plus see how I can move things around or whatever. This is from Blake over at Well. He's a fellow Canadian, but he's not in Ontario actually. I found out when I placed my order with him, he's actually over in the east side. I think in Nova Scotia or Prince Edward Island, one of those. But anyways, I ordered this back in the day. Oh, wait, what is this? I think these are extra envelopes that I meant to move elsewhere, so my bad about that. Anyways, yeah, while we open this up, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well with everything that you guys have going on, whether it's finances, family, or just work or whatever else. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Let me just put the garbages back in there, and I will be putting the non-garbage things, I will be putting them in a different bag that I am actually saving all my stuff that I can't exactly put into my binders. I'm saving that for when all my other binders come in. But anyways, let's go ahead and do the rest. Okay, fantastic. Like I said, this over from Well. All right, so got several things here. Whoop-de-doo. Ooh, hold on, what's going on? You guys don't need to see the shipping. Let me just see how I can do this. Little thank you card. I don't want to throw that out. It's a thank you card. Sticker. Oh my gosh, so much. Ooh, cash breakdown sheet. How cute. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm all over the place. So I'll start off, I guess, with the freebies. Okay, so this is, I guess, like a little decoration piece that I could use, but this is not like an actual freebie. Anyways, what's this one? Yeah, same thing. Okay, so these are more like thank yous and extras. However, these are the little freebies that I got from Blake. This is a, focus now, cash breakdown sheet there. So this is not laminated, so I could just throw it out if I wanted to. Super great. Love the little changing color. Then a little money bag here, which is resembling of his pins. I wanted to actually ask in the community because these are supposed to be stickers, but I don't know if I'm just dumb or what, but I can never, if these are actual stickers, I can never actually peel them. So I don't know if it's just because I don't usually have nails like this, but I can't ever separate them. So if they're supposed to be like stickers that are ready to go, let me know, because I've always had to, like, for example, on my prop bills, I've had to put glue on the bill and on here to like stick it. If these are actually peel off, I've never figured it out. But anyways, so that's that. And then there's a little deco card for your binders. It does just say surround yourself with people who lift you higher, and in the back it says a little blurb about the cash budgeting community and stuff. So that's really nice. I'll leave it there if you guys want to take a look at it. And yeah, and then my actual order. Okay, so I got this. So this is the money bag magnetic pin. I got that in the black, but it is just a magnetic pin, so you can just clip it onto your binders because it won't damage the leather or the material. So that's that. I'll see where I can put that. Then I got this little keychain because I wanted like a minimum order value so I could get like free shipping. I don't remember where I wanted to put it, but I do think that I want to put it in my child backpack just so I can, like, sometimes with these nails especially, like, zippers are really hard to handle, so it'd be easier to do it like that. And then I got myself some cute dice. I got my purple little dice here. This obviously can be for roll and save challenges or just whatever. If I wanted to use it for games, that's that. Please focus. It won't focus, but anyways, you guys get the point. And they are in the purple color, super pretty. And then ice cream, or the teardrop as I call it, paperclip in black. Let's do that. And then the main reason why I ordered stuff from Wallet Well is because in my soon-to-be celebrations binder, I actually wanted to get a buffer envelope per season. So that's why I got these ones. These are super pretty. So it is a set of all the seasons. So we have, let me just go like this. So we have winter, we have spring, summer, and fall, and each one of them in the back. I believe each one can save, actually it's different denominations maybe? Oh no, I think they're the same ones, but I believe each one saves anywhere from 150 to 250. I can't remember what math I did, but anyways, I wanted to have this as a buffer for each season. So for example, majority of my family's birthdays are actually January through February, and then there's some here and there like in July and October, which are my kids. But I wanted to have seasonal buffers for family members or friends who have birthdays. I just want to have gift money ready to go for each season, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna start using these, I believe, in the beginning of the year, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it that I got from Wallet Well. Super pretty. I hope that you guys have been able to see everything. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's move on. Let me just clean this up and we'll move on to the next thing. All right, and then the next package that I got, who this is from? I forget. I think this was from, yes, this was from Angie's Finance. So this is actually from a giveaway I won. And I guess this is my year of giveaways because all the while, like I don't know, I just keep getting all these giveaway things. My first one that I got was this cash tray by Savings with Grace, and then I got this one, which actually came super fast. But anyways, let me just display this, and I will say, guys, I am planning on doing a 100 subs giveaway, and some of these items might be going into it just because I don't have the funds to just like purchase from everybody. However, I am looking forward to just being able to share with the community, just like I've been able to get something, and several things actually for free. I want to be able to give back, so I'll see what I'm able to disperse and such. And I obviously want to be greedy and like keep some things for myself. Thank you, Angie, for hosting the giveaway and selecting me as your winner. Yay. I'm probably gonna give this in the giveaway, but oopsies, but stay tuned for the details for that. So this is Spin and Save. This is from Angie's Finance. This is an original game from her, so it has like the spin and save spinny part of the game, and then it has the instructions in the back. So yeah, there's that. There's this cash wallet. This is, I believe, from She Said Budget with Maddie. So it is just a little cash wallet or cash pouch if you want to open it from this side or the other, or from the big pocket here, you have that. Then we have some budgeting introvert scratch offs, so there's that one. I'm not sure which ones I'll keep, so I'll just leave them in their packaging. However, I do know that she did include some placeholders here, so I might have to scavenge and see which ones I want. So these are also from Angie's Finance. Come on, focus. This is her $100 placeholder, so there's that one. There is this from the Budgeting Introvert as well. This is Just a Girl Who Loves Fall, save $75 savings challenge, scratch off as well. This is from Angie's Finance, $100 hidden gem, so you just scratch off, and then the total of this card would be 100. And then we have, oh, the spin and save. We have the spin and save here also with, that goes with the game. So that's what you get. I was wondering where the other piece was, so my bad on that. Not paying attention clearly. And then we have these two saving challenges from I'm So Budgets. This is a Santa and his naughty ho-ho-hos. This is a Christmas challenge, obviously, and this is an emergency fund. She does have this in different colors, and yeah, these are super pretty, and this one in particular is 300. I believe she has different denominations that you could ask for. And then this is from Whimsy and Wallet. This is the saving challenge that goes with this envelope. So if you guys are looking forward to seeing me incorporate these ones into my setup, feel free to stay watching all throughout like my videos and such. And if you're extra excited for the 100 subscriber giveaway, I'm not sure which items I'll choose, like I said, and I do plan on having two winners, one in Canada and one in the US, just because international would be a little bit harder to deal with. International as in like outside the US. But anyways, that's basically it that I got for the giveaways. Thank you so much, Angie, once again. And now let's actually get going with our stuffing. And if you guys remember, I did mention that I have a third item to show you guys before I go do my stuffing. So here it is. I might have to zoom you guys out, hopefully not too much so you guys don't see my messy background. But this is actually from BC Things. So this is over from Brittany at BC Things. So this is her tote. So not the binders and like the little things inside or whatnot. This is her little tote. I believe she might have gotten this off of the shop, like it's no longer in the shop, but I asked her if I could send her something through PayPal because she's in the US, so I don't have like direct wire or whatever. But anyways, she did say that she had a black and a taupe. I went ahead and went with the black because I'm super messy and I always get marker on my hands, and so I wanted to prevent staining the beige one, although the beige one was super beautiful. But anyways, yeah, this is her little tote. It has different compartments here. As you guys can see, I've already put 4 binders in here, some of my pouches and smaller binders in here. There's another pouch right over here, same thing, and then a bigger pocket here as well. Not sure how many binders in total this can fit, especially like depending on the orientation that you have them in. But yeah, and then it has little pockets on all 4 sides. So it has one here, one on this side, and then one on this side. So yeah, all the 4 corners have marker slots or whatever else you want to put in there. It has 2 little handles here, and it has the large strap that you can put over your shoulder. So that's that. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much for BZ's Things for not gifting me this, but sending this over to me, despite the fact that I wasn't in her shop. I did look everywhere for some other totes, and I just feel like this one is such, you know, so pretty, so basic. However, basic sometimes is what you need, you know what I mean? There's no extravagant anything. She's always so willing to wait for my payment because it is an international, like I have to use PayPal and stuff, so she also has to wait to receive her money before she sends it. So she's super patient with me, and she always sends out freebies, which I super appreciate. So thanks so much, BZ's Things, once again. So I just wanted to show off this for you guys, and then let's just go ahead and I'm gonna actually move this off of my table just so I'm able to do things properly. Now we can zoom back in and actually get to the actual stuffing of the video. So let's go ahead and do that. So for today, I went over to the bank and I ended up getting $470 for today. So let's go ahead and get that out. Whew, I've been yapping. Hopefully I haven't been too fast in my talking. Not that I'm traumatized from that comment that I got the other day, but I definitely want to be mindful, and it's definitely kind of hard, especially when you haven't been told that you do talk a little bit fast. But anyways, let's go ahead and count this money. So God bless the fact that I was able to do $470 for today. We'll see how stuffings reduce or increase in size depending on the weeks coming up. But anyways, we should have $470 in here, so let's go ahead and count. So we have $100 bill. Let me go ahead and do that. So 100, 150, and 200. Then we have 220, 240, 260, 280, and then 300, 320, 340. That's in the 20s. And then 350, 60, 70, 80, 90, 400, 410, 420, 430, 40. Is that what we counted? And then 440. So 445, 450, 455, 460, 465, 470. Whew, okay, great. If I did a mistake, you guys will let me know in the comments. Let me go ahead and start with our stuffing. Sorry guys, if that was a little abrupt cut. I did have to go ahead and check what noise is coming from my bedroom because my daughter is there and she's supposed to be napping. And on the monitor, it does seem like she's like quiet and like not moving and like sleeping. However, I don't know what this clickety clacking noise is coming from my room. But anyways, thankfully she hasn't woken up by my voice. Anyway, so what were we doing? We're gonna stuff. Right. Okay. And as usual, guys, I'm using my little paycheck breakdown sheet. This is from Glamour on a Budget, and I just used both sides to know what breakdowns are going to which categories. So for today, thankfully it is a little bit of a bigger stuffing. Usually I only do like $400 to $420, but for today I wanted to splurge on myself a little bit more, and I have the funds to do so. Also, before we get started, I wanted to mention I do usually do condensings, but off camera, just because it's not like a fun condensing where I have so much money in the bank and so much money in my envelopes that I can actually see as I go, if you want to call it that, like other YouTubers do it, where for example, oh, let's see what I have in this envelope, and then 5, 6, 7, and then they have like 50, and then they grab a 50. My condensings are kind of boring in the way that I have to check my envelopes first. I write things down with what it's going to be replaced or condensed with, and then I go to the bank and get that exact denomination. So it's not like it's gonna ever be a surprise what's over here, and then I do go back the same day to deposit in the bank because I do need it for like other transactions. That being said, I don't know if that's something that you guys would want to watch. However, let me know if you do, because it'll definitely be something else that I can post and show you guys my methods and stuff. And also let me know if you guys would want to see how I actually plan out my little breakdowns and such, and then yeah, just other things in the channel that maybe you haven't seen from me. But anyways, let's go ahead and flip my breakdown sheet over so I know what I'm stuffing. Perfect. Okay. So, and if I haven't said this already, I love you guys. Thanks so much for supporting. I have 60 or almost 70 subscribers. I can't remember. The numbers always get me off because it's just growing so fast. And that's why I want to offer you guys a 100 subscriber giveaway. I know 100 subscribers is not much. However, at the pace that I'm growing, I mean, I personally do enjoy it. And also, I don't offer like discount codes or anything unless you're like using the referrals downstairs in the description box. I don't have an actual shop that you guys can see other things and purchase from me. So it is just literally me filming my setup, or like whatever else that I showcase here, like my budgeting planner or my budgeting template on Google Sheets or whatever. So it is literally like, I can't offer you guys really much anything besides my videos, and either way 60 plus of you guys have subscribed, so I really do want to say thank you for that. And yeah, stay tuned for the giveaway. Let's go ahead and get started with groceries. So groceries, I said was going to get 300, and that's going to take the bulk of the bigger bills. So that's going to be 100, the 250s here, and then I'm going to do 5 20s. So let's go ahead and 1 2 3 4 and 5. Did I even grab the 5th one? Okay, yeah, I did. Let's put this back here. So we have that. And I want to see how I do with my groceries moving forward. 300 to 350 in groceries is a lot to stuff all at once. However, moving forward, like that's if I'm trying to reduce down my costs and not to use my other secured credit cards, which don't even have that much balance to begin with. I want to be able to use more cash moving forward. So I'm going to see how 300 to 350, and if I have to up it, I just have to kind of plan out things, because I do get paid only twice a month, and just to make sure that I have from one paycheck to the next. This should be 300, like I said, so 150. Sorry, 100, 150, and then this is 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, and 300. Perfect. And the other thing with the condensing that I wanted to suggest is that maybe I take out, like I see what's in my envelopes ahead of time, and then from part of my stuffing, I use the bigger bills, 150s, and then I take out the corresponding denominations, like the smaller ones, from those envelopes, and then stuff it into my overflow binder, which I don't really use that much, and I'm trying to see how else I can revive it, I suppose, but I gotta see. But anyways, I did want to mention that because, yeah, like I said, my condensings will be a little bit weird, but let me know if you guys want to see that. So that was groceries. Then medical in my wallet is next. Medical is over here. Medical is just gonna have a $10 bill, and that's everything that it has. Medical is for any subscriptions, or for, not subscriptions, prescriptions that I may get from the pharmacy. And then it can also go for like the difference that my coverage doesn't cover, for when I get massages or when I get chiropractic. So that's that. I'd rather pay that on cash, although I do have a sinking fund account online linked to my EQ bank account, and that one I do use that one because it does give me 3% cash back if I do have the funds in there. So check it out downstairs in the description if you guys are interested in getting started with EQ Bank and other financial platforms that I have. They're all linked down below. If you use my referral code, I do get a bonus, and then you guys get a bonus at no extra cost to you. So that's medical. Then we're gonna have into fun money. Fun money, I still have a lot of coupons to use, but for fun money, this is just gonna get 5, and that's all the money that it has. Perfect. And then the last thing in my wallet is going to be coffee. Whoop-de-doo. So coffee already has 10 in here. Sorry, 5. And then I'm going to add another 5, making it a total of 10. And that's it for the wallet. Let's move on to the next binder. Our first binder that we'll be stuffing for today is our family binder, and I will say the tote that I got from BC's Things is so practical just because I can carry it around everywhere, and I'm trying to see where I can put it in my house, that way my baby doesn't have the curiosity to like touch the pens and stuff, but it's also like accessible to me, and because it has like the handles and stuff, it's so much easier to like carry around versus like my entire binders that I would have to like carry at some point like that. So super excited to have that. It just makes life so much easier. So for our first envelope here in this binder, we're going to be going over to my brother. So little Mr. Rowe, that's my brother, tracker here, so he's going to be getting $10. So let me just add that here. So this is what I mean, like I could have taken out a 50 from the bank had I looked at this prior, taken out a 50 and then taken this and put it in my cash tray just to have as part of like further stuffing, or put it into my overflow binder and then use that as additional stuffing. Get what I'm saying? So I don't know if you guys would want to see that, but definitely let me know. I'm not sure how convenient it would be for y'all, but so I'm just looking here for my green marker. There we go. And then this tracker is super easy. You can just do basic math. So my brother got 10. Okay, so let's do this 8 and a 2. We'll leave this marker here. So then my brother, as we said before, has 50. And my brother's birthday is coming up in January, and so is my husband and my brother-in-law, because my brother-in-law and my husband are twins. Then at some point in in the middle of January also is my niece and my other brother-in-law. Like there's just a bunch of people in my family that have birthdays, because my husband's side of the family, they have birthdays in January. Next is my husband. He'll be getting 10 as well. And again, this just had this at 20, and if you guys are familiar with this channel, you guys might have seen that this 40 has been here for a while. Actually, let me go ahead and scratch off, this bothered me. Let me go ahead and finish scratching off the rest of this little fuzzy scratch off material. And both of the trackers that you guys just saw, these were both from Little Potato Saver. And yeah, I'm just trying to play catch up with this one. At this point, I should just move on to something else maybe, but I do want to finish a challenge once I started. So that has 20. So 20 more to go to make it at least one circle will be fulfilled. Oopsies. You guys will see this, I believe, on November 7th, which I actually have the day off, thank goodness. So I have the day to prepare for the video and make sure that everything's looking accurate and such. But I did want to say, you guys are seeing these videos. Usually my payday videos, I try to post a week after I get paid on the Friday. So even if I get paid on the Monday, I do still post it the following week on the Friday, just to give myself some time to like edit and stuff without like so much pressure. So that's why, for example, the October 1st paycheck, you guys saw it literally on the last day of October, but because of other videos that I posted that month. And so I apologize for that, but just wanted to give that disclaimer in case you guys are curious as to why sometimes things go up a little bit late. Next is my mom, and my mom will be getting 10 as well. So that's that. Let's go ahead and fill out this little tracker here. So my mom has just the 30 there. Oopsies. Yeah, like that. Guys, we're in November. It's not bananas. That's literally crazy, because like I feel like this year just started, and especially with my channel and stuff, I feel like it's bananas the fact that like how quick this year has gone. I know that as you get older it just feels like that it's going faster, but my goodness, it really did this year. So next is my daughter. So my daughter has the $10. I will be adding an additional, what did I say, $10 here. And I don't have the crayons, but let me get that. Sorry, the angle drastically changed. Oh, why am I so zoomed in? I did have to change my battery again. It's funny because I just switched it out this morning. Don't understand what's going on with my batteries. Or it could just be like the type of camera that I use. Maybe this is for like shorter filming, but I've only been filming for like whatever, doesn't even matter. Anyways, I got my little baby's crayons from her little backpack. So what did we say? We're doing 10. Okay, and let's go ahead and do, I just want to do one color today. I don't feel like doing all that. So let's just go ahead and do this little lotus flower. I believe that's what it's called. Go ahead. Catch me outside if you don't like the fact that I colored outside the lines. But anyways, for now, that's that. Thank you to my daughter's pencil crayons. And I believe I put the money, I have it right here. So the money will be here. And guys, potty training is such a war. My goodness, I get so tired all the time. We are skipping my stepson. We're going over here to back to school, and back to school we'll just be getting 5. Obviously we're in the school season, but this is just to prep for when we come back in January, or even like for summer camp and stuff. That's what this envelope is for. So I'm just trying to stuff this as well, or prepare for it at least the best I can. Okay, and then we are going to go to emergency. So emergency, I always forget I have a bookmark that could be great to use. But anyways, so for emergency, we're gonna go ahead and actually I want to show you guys this. I put my first placeholder here. This is from Budget with Maddie, because as you guys know, I have an emergency account online that I want to be able to have extra money accruing interest, but this cash is staying at home because just in case the emergency is big enough that we can't even go to the bank, we like have to go straight to the hospital or take a flight somewhere or something. That's what this money is available in cash. But I did want to signify to myself, or indicate to myself, that I do have like minimum $200 in the bank account just sitting there accruing interest, and whenever it does accrue enough interest that it's like the next 100, or whenever I do place extra money in there or whatever, that's that. So let me just put this back because I don't need this for my actual count right now. And for today, I did say that I want to add 20, so let me go ahead and do the 2 little envelopes now, and so it gives it a little bit extra time to dry. Cool. Let's go ahead and grab the 20. So now emergency in cash here at home, I have 150, 70, 90, and what is this? 200, right. Too many things in the head, which, I mean, if this is 50, 100, so then this 200, perfect, awesome. Not sure why I'm going like this when I'm literally covering the fan. But anyways, yeah, so how do you guys do your emergency fund? I know sometimes, I know people who do strictly cash, and I know people who do a hybrid approach, kind of like how I do. But I wanted to know, and I know people who only do cash to unstuff their credit card expenses, but I wanted to know how you guys do your emergency in particular, because like I said, emergency is an emergency. Like sometimes you won't have the ability to be able to go to the bank to even withdraw the cash. And actually for that reason, I actually have started 2 emergency funds online, because the one bank that I use, EQ Bank, because it's a all virtual bank, there's no like security way or like a secure or authentic way to make sure that you are you. So it only allows you to withdraw $400 in 24 hours. With other banks, I would be able to do more. So I have 2 bank accounts accruing interest on my behalf. And so yeah, just wanted to know what you guys do for your emergency fund, because I mean, emergencies are different, right? I feel like those should be more accessible, but how accessible is too accessible that if there was something to be like, if somebody robs you, or if somebody, how much is unsafe in the house? Let me know downstairs in the comments. moving on to our personal binder. And I was a little bit selfish, as I should be more often, but I was a little bit selfish with this paycheck and what I'm stuffing for myself. So let's go to our first envelope here, which is my birthday fund. Woo! My birthday is in February, so I'm part of the family members that have birthdays from January to like late February, and then everybody else starts up in the spring, and then summer, and then October. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and do $15 to this one. So that's 2 cupcakes here. Also, for your symbols, do you guys typically do like an all scratchy thing, or do you guys do little details in the icons that you color? I personally like, especially with the markers, I personally like to do like as little as possible, because one, it takes shorter to dry, but two, like it doesn't smear as much. So yeah, just wanted to know what you guys do. Let me know downstairs in the comments. So 15, that'll be the 15 here, and the 5. So for my birthday fund, I have 20, 30, 40, and 45, which, okay, good. If you guys saw my last couple of videos, I did have to make sure, I don't know why I keep shaking, like anyways, I do have to make sure that my icons are properly colored in and like it indicates the proper amount in the envelope, because I just have to like take out of several funds and it just confused me later on. But anyways, that's that. Next up, we're doing eating, which is just a little fund for accruing money for food, which, hey, I guess it's empty. LOL, my bad. Okay, so that one was just gonna get 5, so let's just put it in there, and let's go ahead and actually do, you know what's funny, this expo marker is actually dry already, and I've only used it like once or twice, so let me see if it even colors anything. Okay, perfect, it does. Let's go ahead and do that back in the little loop here. And yeah, at some point I would want this to be, this used to be in my wallet for like coffee cravings. However, I was just like spending the money, like I wasn't as organized with my money spending or whatever, so I just decided to keep this as a sinking fund, and I can take this from here at some point, which will have an abundance for me to be taken out of and stuff my wallet, if that makes sense, instead of it being stuff from my payroll. So that is that. That has $5. Okay, girl. Next envelope, we're gonna be going to the hair. Take the money out. So this is one of the ones that I was a little bit confused about because of what I had to take out and such. Hair will just be getting 5. That's our last 5. That's our last 5. Okay, it is you. I was looking at my cash breakdown sheet and I thought that I had other 5s coming up, but I guess not. So 20, 40, and 5. So this is 20. Okay, good. This is what I mean, guys. Like, I just confused myself at that time that I had to take everything out. But all good. It'll all make sense at the end. And at the end of the day, the cash, you can move it around technically if you don't want to, because that's your law for yourself. If you don't want to move things around, you don't have to, and don't do that if that's like your strict rule. But if this is all cash that you've taken out of your hard-earned money and you need to share things around just based on emergency or like other needs, by all means, girl, do what you need to do. The next envelope that we have here is nails. Nails is actually going to be getting 20. So, okay, let me color this in. So as you guys can see, I have acrylics on, fun, and so the reason why I want to stuff this a little bit more is because the total for this envelope is 25. I was doing press-ons for a while, and like after a while, if you do press-ons week after week after week, I don't know how like a lot of YouTubers do it or influencers. I know acrylics long-term are not good for you, and anything that's not on your natural nail is not good for you anyways, but I just feel like press-ons, like the first time I apply press-ons, they will last me for a week. And if I ever want to fix a nail, it'll only last me for like a day or like 2 days, depending on like different factors here and there. But I just feel like regardless of what I do, the second or third application, or if I'm doing a whole new set after like a week because they've just finally all fallen off, either way, that set does not last me any longer than like 2 or 3 days. I don't know if I'm just not filing it down enough, like my nail, to make it like a, what's it called, like the proper texture that the glue needs to go on top of. I don't know, whatever. So there's that. I don't know if I'm not applying enough glue. I'm sure if I'm applying too much glue, but it's kind of annoying. And so I was just, you know what, let me treat myself once every couple of months. I can do myself a new set, a refill, and then I'll see if I can do a second fill, and if not, that's okay. But I want to be able to stuff the nails more because I want to be able to give myself that little something. And lately I've just been so stressed that I keep biting my nails, or I keep tugging on my little cuticles or whatever. So I'm like, you know what, at least if I have presentable nails, it'll make me feel better emotionally or like confidence wise or whatever, but also it'll keep me from biting them or whatever it is. So that is that. Next up, I'm stuffing tattoo. Tattoo will just be getting $10. So now it has the 50. And this one, that's, oopsies. Let's go ahead and check off another butterfly here. This one is on vellum, so it should dry a little bit faster. Nonetheless, I don't do too much to the tracker, so it should be dry relatively fast anyways. I just take a look to see if it's glossy, and I don't think it is anymore. Let's go ahead and do that one more time and put this back in the envelope. So yeah, lots of lots of changes going on around here in terms of like my stuffings. And actually for next stuffing, I don't know if you guys plan your stuffings like way ahead of time, like a month or two ahead, or if you just go week by week. I like to plan roughly like one paycheck ahead, just so I can see, and I can definitely show you guys in my budgeting template how I kind of like disperse the funds based on like what I've already stuffed in the past month or so. But let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. But I definitely want to be able to see ahead of time what I've already stuffed and what can be stuffed more based on what's been not stuffed, if that makes any sense. Anyways, let's move on to our last binder, which is currently it's our travel and celebrations binder, but all this will be changing relatively soon. I am waiting for Melina's drop or launch, I should say, for me to be able to order my binders. New additions here that I can see right away. This little bow is from Little Potato Saver. I got this in addition to some of the items that I got for my stepson for his birthday, and so I just got that. I think I'm gonna keep it in here, but I believe I ordered this one to go somewhere else. But for now, because I don't have that binder, it's gonna stay in here. But I think it looks pretty, right? With the black, super cute. Black and red, I should say. Okay, so only 3 things will be stuffed into this binder. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. So the first thing I'll do is anniversary. Sorry, I'm like holding it and like getting confused. Okay, anniversary, we'll be getting 10. Let me get these guys out of the way because I can't. What was I saying? Okay, anniversary, we'll be getting $10. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I'm guessing I didn't grab the money because this has 30 and now I needed 40. I'm all over the place. All right, so that is for anniversary. And then 2 more envelopes, and this very long video shall be done. Or well, I guess we'll see in editing how short I can cut it. Then I'm going into gifts and birthdays. As you guys can see, I only have 10s available, so whoa, where's the, oh, right, I use this, right, I had to pay my husband back for something, and so that's why these 3 are colored, but the envelope is empty. Okay, so let me take my good old spit, which, oh, never fails me, but I guess it's failing me today. Okay, let me use my nail here and erase that, and then I'm just gonna keep 1 drawn on there. This is for some gifts that I had to get for a baby shower, so let's go ahead and put just 10 in there. And I had to pay my husband back because I used his card because I didn't have the funds anywhere else. So that's why that's empty. It caught me by surprise. And then for Christmas, as usual, Christmas will be getting 10. And I know for this one, I have to do some math as I looked at it ahead of time, since this has a tracker with different denominations. So I have 15 and I'm adding 10, so that's a total of 25. So let me go ahead, and I don't have a 10 in here, so I will have to move this around, which was my intention. Come on now. As for these like dry erase markers, aren't they supposed to be like easier to remove? Am I tripping? Or like what? So 15, okay, and I added 10, so that's gonna be the 25 now. Boop. And I'll try to take a look at this ahead of time so I can do the proper denominations. I don't have to constantly erase. But hey, as Melina says, my stuffing, my rules, so that is that. And this is it for the stuffing for today. So let me put this back in a slot here. And so like I said, Christmas has 10, 20 and 25 here in cash. However, in the bank I do have 100, which is represented by this prop bill here. So let me go ahead and put that there and put this in the back. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the stuffing along with the Happy Meal that I did at the beginning of the video. Let me know if you have any questions about my setup or about any of the products that I use, or any of like my methodology, I suppose, like how I go about stuffing what. My timer might go off anytime soon, so I do want to finish this quick so I don't have to do a 4th recording. I hope you guys are doing fantastic, and I hope that God is blessing you in all your areas of your life. And I hope that you guys were blessed by this video in some way or another. If you did like the content, not only make sure to give me a big thumbs up, but also I would really appreciate it if you join the family downstairs by clicking the subscribe button down below. It'll super make me happy, and it'll also help the channel grow. And yeah, besides that, guys, I'll close you guys off with the verse of the day, which I'll leave right over here. I hope that this verse touches your life and blesses you in whatever way that God is trying to reveal himself to you. I hope that it changes your mind in a positive manner, and I hope that you are able to look into the chapter in more detail. That way you get the full blessing of the chapter and the story, not just one little verse that could be still applicable in a wonderful way, but without the context, sometimes we're missing pieces that make everything much more full in color and much more wonderful to learn. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for watching once again, and until the next time, God bless you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.